It's giving broke. Y'all ever heard these modern females say that bull crap? Yeah, well, guess what? That pales in comparison to this stupidness you're about to hear. Listen to this.
Why are men so offended by women who do not want to date poor men? Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not willing to submit to a man who needs me to help him pay for his toilet paper. Also, it's not like you get a Nobel Peace Prize for struggling with a man. If I'm going to struggle, I would rather do it by myself. Thank you so much.
Y'all heard that, right? No. Y'all really heard what she just said. Okay, Th- this is insane. Think about the fact that she just said something that not one guy you could find anywhere in the Western world has ever said. Who in the world said that they were offended because modern females didn't want to date poor guys? Who said that? Nobody. This is what I call language shifting. This is what she's doing. She's doing it again, just like all of these other modern females. Men have been talking about the fact that good men who are average earners, who have great jobs, want families in the whole nine, can't find females in their same range of attractiveness for what guys want because the females in that range think that the guys who are having sex with them are the guys who are actually in their range. And those guys are like way above them. Hence why they swipe 5% of the time to the right on dating apps and are looking for the top 20% of men. They think that they're better than the guys who are actually in their league, who are actually better than them. Those are the things about which men are quote unquote complaining or offended. Nobody's offended by a female not wanting to date a guy who can't take care of her because he has no money. He's just completely poor. That's insanity. She just made that up. She just took what men were actually saying and shifted it to a playing field on which she believes she can win the argument. That drives me absolutely nuts. Then what did she say next? She talked about submission. Oh, Lord, here we go. You're going to tell me that you're not going to submit to a man who's poor? First of all, if you're in a relationship with a man, guess what you already agreed to do via accepting his relationship offer? Submit to that man. That's part of the deal. It's not he has to take care of me and I get to choose if I follow his leadership. No, boo boo. He doesn't get responsibility without authority. You can't tell him he has to take care of you, but you can do whatever the freak you want and he has to deal with the repercussions. Nah, that's not how it works. That submission comes with the relationship. So if you choose a guy who's poor, then that's the guy to whom you submit. If you choose a guy who's middle class, that's the guy to whom you submit. You agreed to that. Don't sit up here and try to change the rules all because feminism has told you you can do whatever the freak you want. That's not how this works. Then she said, what? You don't get a Nobel Peace Prize for struggling with a poor guy. Does he get a Nobel Peace Prize for taking care of you when you're not giving him anything? You know the whole your money's your money and his money is both his and your money. Oh, he doesn't get a Nobel Prize for that. But you want to sit up here and allude to the fact that you should get a Nobel Prize if you deal with a poor guy, relationship wise. Stop the stupidness, okay? Then she just had to top it off with a cherry and say that she'll just go ahead and do this thing that all these modern females say that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard relationship wise. I'm going to do it by myself if I'm going to struggle. That whole I can do bad all by myself. Are are you dumb? Are you dumb? You would rather say if you're both struggling, you'd rather make $20,000 and be by yourself than for you to make 20 and him to make 20 and you all work together. That makes absolutely no sense. It'd be like if both of you all had cars you were trying to push out of the mud and you're like, No, it would make more sense to me for me to struggle pushing my car by myself while he pushes his car by himself. That somehow in your brain makes more sense than him saying, "Hey, I'm going to come help you push your car, and then we're going to get your car out. Then we're both going to go and push my car and get my car out." That somehow what you think makes more sense than the latter. See, this is why females like her think this way. It's because look at her. No, look at her. Braided up, makeups, brushed all out. There is no one in this world who wouldn't look at her and think, huh, she must think that she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Every single person who looked at her would think that she thinks that. And this is the problem. Modern females think that they're better than what they actually are. So they think they can talk down on men who are actually better than them. And it's because they have an overinflated sense of self that has not been earned. But guess what, boo boo? It doesn't matter how much you try to change the language. Men make all the sense in the world when they say you need to stick to your league and hope that a man picks you.